is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen, and joining me tonight, the former national champion and national player of the year, it's Jay Williams.
Ed, stop it. You keep gassing me up. Actually, don't stop it. Keep fluffing me. I like it. Shouldn't we be talking about the matchup on the court tonight? Let's see what's going on.
Jay, you have to own it. These 10 players on the floor about to do so as well. The Clippers win the opening tip as
Hey, it's our game. Let's take it home now. Let's go.
Into the game for LA, number 32.
to Kyle Kuzma. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Beverly into the front court. 9-0 is the score. To George. Leonard. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
Deep right corner. Here comes the screen. JaVale McGee. For three. Count it, and the foul. He's going to the line for a free throw.
If you're the defender, you can't keep your hand outwards in the pocket of the shooter. The offensive player recognized that. He raked his arms into yours on his way up to take the shot. That's a foul every time.
Quinn Cook with a chance at a 4-point play. For his career, 80% at the line. Got it.
Good shot.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Beverly. To Paul George. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Leonard, his first effort, off the mark. To Danny Green. Strong finish that time for Danny Green. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
To Leonard. Here comes the screen. Leonard. Deep left corner. To Leonard. Down low Plumlee. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Los Angeles, they have it. Nothing going here on that drive. To Danny Green. Five seconds to shoot. Free throws coming up.
You see this all the time. The defensive player is establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
JaVale McGee at the line for 2 shots. History not on his side. 58% from the line. Missed the second one as well. To George. Has a look. Wide open look. Won't go. Lets it fly from long range. Yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
To Beverly. They'll get it down to Leonard. Ah, no good. And a chance coming up at the line.
Look, it's still early. Make your opponent work for those possessions. You don't want to start racking up too many personal fouls.
And hits the first free throw.
Subbing in for LA, number 50.
And gets both to drop at the line.
Good shot, man.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Kawhi Leonard. Add 2 points to the board.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Danny Green. Here comes the screen. Danny Green. The pass taken away by the Clippers. To Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Here comes the screen. And scores.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
George to Leonard.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. And that's going to get out of bounds, so it'll stay with the LA Clippers. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Kawhi Leonard, now 3 for 9.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Shot from the lane won't go. Cook to bring it into the front court. Up a dozen. Here comes the screen. To Kyle Kuzma. Even to Zubats. Tips it.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The results, he's going to the line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at the line. First one, count it.
Into the game for the Clippers, number 19.
2 for 2 on that trip. Lakers ball to Kyle Kuzma.
Defensive foul.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw up and good as they open things up to a 13-point lead. To Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's the three. That out of his range and no good. Danny Green. To Kyle Kuzma. Driving right to the basket. Down for McGee. From the painted area, won't go down.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Kuz at the controls. And a throwdown. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and one. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
To Harkless. JaVale McGee with the block.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Kuzma. Here comes the screen. Count it.
I don't think anyone saw this one coming, but it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
Gilgeous-Alexander. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Rodney McGruder at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 50%. Wants to do better. Gordon with it. They lead it by 14. Screen coming to Davis. With a drop step. Gets a shot up off the mark. Jumper's good.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
To Cousins. For three. Oh, Boogie, zero hesitation, knocks it down from three. 6'11", 270. That's a massive man. You can make a case there's nobody like him.
There isn't anybody like him in the NBA. He is an absolute bully on the block, can burrow his way through traffic, make it easy, and also possesses that sweet shooting touch from the outside.
To Harkless. Gilgeous-Alexander. To Cousins. A couple of cracks at the line now.
Okay, hacking does still exist. Might be setting the tone for the second half here.
DeMarcus Cousins, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 73%. First free throw is good. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Clippers have the basketball. Gilgeous-Alexander to Harkless. Here comes the screen. Shot from in close, no good. Down low for Davis. Finger roll, finishing with finesse.
Old school equals high percentage.
Gilgeous-Alexander to Harkless. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Finally, I mean finally something goes their way. I don't think I need to tell you, but this has been a disaster of a first quarter. They just need somebody to get hot, and then they need to come together as a team and get a few stops.
They'll get it down to Davis. Anthony Davis, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Anthony Davis lets it fly with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket. Layup's good at the buzzer. Nice finish to this first quarter. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as...
Subbing in for the Los Angeles Clippers, number 24, Mason Plumlee. In
Beverly to Paul George.
number 32,
And scores on the step back. Unguardable, Jay.
There's a natural tendency when you guard a right dominant hand player to send him left. But for a guy who's a good mid-range shooter, that's wrong. His pace dribble is his left hand. Force him to go right and know that the chances are higher of him trying to drive and attack the rim. That's knowing the scouting report.
It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to George. Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. How are you going to judge LeBron James' legacy in LA?
LeBron James wins 1 championship in LA. That means he will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans. That still does not take away from the overall greatness and the legacy of LeBron James, though.
Beverly to Paul George. To Beverly. LA with 4 to shoot. Gets a look. Can't hit. To James. LeBron James. He's now 5 for 6.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Gets to the basket, but it's no good.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
They work it down to Gordon. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Paul George to Beverly. Flushes it home.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Los Angeles has the basketball. Gets it in the left corner. Rondo buries it on the catch and shoot.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
George takes on Eric Gordon. To Leonard. A fundamental shot right there.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Davis. Count the bucket for 2.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Leonard. Shot by Zubats, off the mark.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
Baseline drive. Deep right corner. Rondo. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Beverly into the front court. His guys down big to Leonard. George. Gets it in the right corner. Beverly. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
To Davis. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers, so it stays with the LA Lakers. Down to 5 on the 24. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Probing the defense. Paul George. 4-2. Paul George. 2 of 4 now.
So deadly. Now look, part of that is God-given talent. But the other part is that ball speed combined with that handle. Oh, that's off the charts. But he always finds a way to slow himself down right before he goes into that shot.
Down low, it's Gordon. Nice pass to get things going.
And when people talk about vision, people usually talk about the vision to make the pass. But how about seeing the chaos in the traffic before the pass even occurs? That's next level vision. How can I catch people out of position defensively? That's what we saw in that last possession.
George sizing up Eric Gordon. 5 to shoot. Short jumper misses. The pass taken away by the Clippers.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you'll be able to stop a great passing team.
George to the basket, but it won't go. He throws it down.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
And they call the foul. Felt the breeze there, Jen.
A simple touch foul.
Just inside the arc, at the buzzer, and the rebound pulled down by Davis. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
one is Jalen Rose, and I've got your EA Sports halftime report. The Lakers didn't hold back in that opening half. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Clippers have yet to appear after one half of basketball. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they've got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the third quarter. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game track. Assists.
What you see on screen is how this team was able to gain its competitive advantage, doing what's necessary for the lead.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half.
Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway.
Come on, y'all, let's go get it.
Substitutions. Los Angeles. Into the game.
Lakers at the controls right now. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
It's Cook with the basketball. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Nothing going here on that drive. From the painted area, won't go down. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Gilgeous-Alexander. They'll get it down to Green. Able to convert inside.
There you go. Finally. Shoot your shot.
Cook to bring it into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Looking for his man. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Gilgeous-Alexander from the painted area.
And you best believe that every one of those that goes in fills the confidence meter.
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Gilgeous-Alexander. Probing the defense. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket. Nothing going here on that drive. JaVale McGee throws it down.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on. But the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
Gilgeous-Alexander. Here comes the screen. Slam dunk. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. To Kyle Kuzma. Here's a chance from long range. Good contest. Made it tough for Kuzma. Gilgeous-Alexander. To Harkless. Shot from the lane won't go. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
To Danny Green. Down for McGee. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Sindarius Thornwell. He's got 2 shots coming. For his career, 67%. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. JaVale McGee. Offensive board. Down for McGee. McGee powers it through.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Clippers have the basketball. Sizing up the defense. Knocked loose. Lakers come up with it. JaVale McGee to Kyle Kuzma. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. Danny Green. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Come on, you knew that setup was coming the whole game. But you were patient and you waited until the right moment to use it.
Gilgeous-Alexander to Harkless. The drive right to the basket. Knocked it away.
Oh, some fans should take that ball home as a gift.
That's a souvenir. Good look that time, but off the mark. Gets a look. Can't hit. Nothing going here on that drive. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
So much about passing is about the pace of the pass. Sometimes you need to dart the pass through the gap. Other times you need to have a feathery touch where you can loft the ball up for your player to dunk the ball. That pace is everything in this game.
Hands up, hands up, hands up.
JaVale McGee rejects it.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Has a chance. Step back jumper.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Los Angeles, they have it to Kyle Kuzma. Here comes the screen. To Kyle Kuzma. Trying to cash in. Deep two there, won't go.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
To Harkless. There you go. Way to stay with it.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Nothing going here on that drive. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive. But when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
To Harkless. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Lakers ball. Finishing inside the paint on that one. Picked up. Here we go. Gilgeous-Alexander to George. Here comes the screen. George in a matchup with Boogie. And that's going to get out of bounds. Off a Laker. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Leonard. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
You know, Ed, people don't understand. Tough shots are practiced every single day. With all these different contraptions out there to contest your shot, guys shoot 500 made shots a day. This is the new norm.
JaVale McGee. And the finish at the rim.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
It's LA Clippers ball. Gilgeous-Alexander to Paul George. Screen coming. Leonard buries it on the catch and shoot.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Using the post to his advantage there, and the finish at the rim.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
To Leonard. DeMarcus Cousins snatching it out of the air. George smothering D.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Short jumper won't go down.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
Here's Leonard for two. Rondo clears the rebound.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Los Angeles has the basketball. Screen coming. Takes stock of the floor. To Cousins. Beyond the arc for three. Had made his first three, but that shot off the mark. Gilgeous-Alexander to George. Yes, and a foul. Hell of a chance at a three-point play.
Oh, he should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Kawhi Leonard trying to cash in on a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Free throw good, so they get the three-point play. But it's not much more than a drop in the bucket with the score right where it is.
Let's go.
Curling inside to Danny Green. Here comes the screen. Rondo. And the Clippers have the rebound.
Oh, yeah, it's me and you.
Gilgeous-Alexander to Leonard. Harkless to Leonard. And the rebound taken down by the Lakers. Not done yet. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Deep three at the buzzer. 3 quarters down. So far, it's been all Lakers. The Clippers with the basketballs. We
All right, let's do this.
Subbing in for Los Angeles, number 3, Anthony Davis. Entering the game for LA, number
Gilgeous-Alexander to Paul George. Fires the three. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Almost. Unlucky bounce. Oh, they called the foul, Jay.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
personal foul. Team foul number 2.
Paul George to Leonard. Knocks it down from mid-range.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Lakers at the controls right now. Layup goes down. Well done.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Short jumper won't fall. And the slam.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are 2 different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Leonard to George. Scores from the post.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Los Angeles, they have it. To Kyle Kuzma. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
I can't believe I'm about to say this about an NBA team because this is what I say to my grammar school team. But just because a team is down on the scoreboard doesn't mean you stop playing hard and smart. You really have nothing to lose but really good habits to gain.
Leonard to Gilgeous-Alexander. From the painted area, won't go down.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual target. He was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
A drive through the paint, but his shot misses. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Leonard with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Lakers ball to Davis. Whoa! What a finish. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
Driving right to the basket. It's a turnover as they head the other way.
That's all she wrote. Dribble it out.
Davis. Here comes the screen. To Danny Green. He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Ed and I want to go home too, but fouls like that only stop the clock for all of us.
Danny Green at the line for 2 shots. A career 81% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Anthony Davis swats it. Knocked loose. Lakers have it.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
To Kyle Kuzma. Has a look. And he knocks it down, Jay.
There's something that is so impressive about what we saw this evening. Not just the shot-making ability, but the fact that not every shot came from the pocket. There were some bad passes being made, and the shots came from different places around the body, which aren't usual for the typical shot. That shot-making ability, that's something special to watch.
George to Leonard. Dives for it. Not afraid to mix it up. And he's going to the line to shoot.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Kawhi Leonard, couple of free throws on the way. Hasn't missed yet. First one goes down. So he hits the first, misses the second. Over to the right side. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. You might not make many friends on the other side with that 3.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock is your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat them by 50, beat them by 50. If you want to beat them by 100, keep shooting more threes.
Los Angeles has the basketball. Has a chance. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Good shot.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guarantee it.
Won't go. George. And he stays cold from deep as he misses another one. It's no good. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. And flushes it down. No stopping AD here.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious.
Hits the late three at the buzzer, but it's not going to be enough. This game is all over. The Lakers get the victory as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Jalen Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Lakers added a win with today's solid victory. Sometimes a team can hurt itself by being so aggressive on defense. And sometimes a team can guarantee itself a win by using defensive aggression in a focused way, like we saw here today. The Clippers put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game track. Assists.
As you can see in the highlights, this team did a great job of staying competitive and putting in the necessary effort to get the win.
Player of the game.
Being able to put up these kind of numbers is always impressive, but having the ability to lead and inspire is something special.
These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here's a look at what's coming up for the Los Angeles Clippers. This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.